Jeremiah 14 and 12. What's the result of all this? The result of all this is thermonuclear destruction. God is going to destroy Canada and America with thermonuclear fire. That's in the Bible. They didn't build nuclear weapons to store grain in them. They built them to use them. And guess what? These nations are going to use their nuclear weapons, man. They're going to use them on each other. Chapter. Ezekiel 38th chapter. You going into World War III, Canada. You getting ready? All you Rambos out there, you Billy Badasses. Get your steroids, get your testosterone up, because you're going into the Third World War. You're going into the Middle East to die at the hand of God and these other nations. World War III is fast approaching, and all these other nations are going to pay for the crimes they committed across this earth, for the rape, robbery, and murder of the Native Americans, of the First Nations, of the blacks and Latinos. Read on.
Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1.
I'm showing you World War III in the Bible. This is how it's going to play out. Get your pen, your pad, popcorn ready. Kick your feet back, because I should charge you for this. This is free information we're giving you. The end of the world. Read on.
Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me.
And the word of the Lord came unto me. This is a prophet of God. These are prophecies of the Bible. These will happen. Read on.
Saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against God.
Son of man, set thy face against God. When you look up archaeology and history, the word Gog, okay, is synonymous with the land of Russia. The people occupying the land of Russia are living in the land of Gog. This prophecy is against the land of God, against Russia. That's right, this is the Third World War in the Bible, the truth about the Bible. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group either, and we're not Christians out here either. Okay, we're the men of God, we're the prophets of God here, telling you about World War III, the end of the world, and the rise of the so-called black, Latino, and First Nation world. You're going to rule the earth when the smoke clears. Read on.
The land of Magog.
The land of Magog. This is talking about Russia. Magog is the biblical name of Russia. God has a prophecy for the so-called Russians. Read on.
So I got the chief prince of Meshech.
Chief prince of Meshech. Meshech is the ancient name of Moscow in the Bible. Did you know that? Moscow, Russia in the Bible. Did you know it's in the Bible that Moscow, Russia, France, North Korea are going to fight against the empires of this world, and they're going to kill and destroy each other? And when the smoke clears, the Negro, Latino, First Nations going to rule the planet Earth. Did you know that's in the Bible? The Pope didn't tell you that. The Pope's not the vicar of Christ. The Pope is the vicar of gays. That's who the Pope is. The Pope is the father of the LGBTQ community. Much of the LGBTQ community comes from molested boys and girls who grow up believing they were born that way. Like you're born with a sexuality. You're not born with knowing nothing except how to eat and defecate and go to sleep. How are you born with a sexuality? That's a damn lie this slave master pushed on broken, molested children, which is what most of the LGBTQ community is made up of. We're talking about the destruction of this place, the end of this place. Read on.
And Tubal.
And Tubal. These are the ancient names of Russia, ancient names of Armenia, and those other regions. Aren't they going to war now? ISIS, ISIL, the Taliban, Pakistan. Read on.
And prophesy against them.
Prophesy against them. There's a prophecy against Russia. A prophecy against Russia. Russia's going to be destroyed, man. Vladimir Putin's over there in Russia saying he's going to make a multipolar world. The white man's they're having a war right now. They're having a beef over power. You see, they made a lot of money during COVID-19, and Putin wants the bag, okay? Putin wants to come out on top. Trudeau and Biden are fighting against Putin, giving money to Ukraine, but when the dust clears, the Negro, the black man's going to be the goddamn winner. You're going to be the king of the mountain. You're going to be the last man standing, black man, Latino, Native American. And then you're going to give welfare to the so-called Caucasians. You're going to decide the Asians, Arabs, if they eat, if they starve. You're going to be ruling and in charge of the planet Earth. This is a prophecy against Gog, against Russia. Read on.
Verse 3. And say, thus said the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech.
Oh, Gog. Gog is the biblical name of Russia, the land of Russia. This is in the Bible. Your Pope didn't mention that. You know why? Because your Pope's too busy sitting on $10 trillion and molesting everybody's goddamn kid. The Catholic Church sure can molest a child, but they can't teach anything about the prophecies of God. You're hearing about the prophecies of God from the priests, the true prophets of God, which stand before you today. Russia in the damn Bible. God is against them, and God is going to destroy them, and he's going to destroy Canada, and he's going to destroy the U.S. Read on.
Kawakan. The chief prince of Meshach
Chief prince of Meshach, the ancient name for Moscow. Read on.
and Tubal.
And Tubal, Tobolsk, which is a city also in Russia. Read on.
Verse 4. And I will turn thee, and I will turn thee back.
And I will turn thee back. For years, Russia didn't want any smoke with the U.S. The U.S. was conquering the world. The U.S. was over there murdering Vietnamese and murdering Iraqis, murdering Afghanis. And Russia didn't want any smoke with them. But God turned the Russians back around. Now you're hearing about World War III. Now you're hearing about potential destruction. Now Vladimir Putin's getting ready to launch a missile that Canada's missile defense system can't stop. One press of a button and Putin can end all this nonsense right now. And then Trudeau's going to have to send one back. That's right. This world's about to end, man. Thermonuclear war, thermonuclear destruction's coming to this damn place, man. Read on.
Kawakan. And put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army.
And all thine army. This is a major war listed here in the Bible, the Third World War. And it's coming very soon. Read on.
Kawakan. Horses and horsemen.
Horses and horsemen, chariots, tanks, so you can understand. Which is the modern day, horse and horsemen, so you can understand. Vehicles of different sort. Read on.
All of them clothed with all sorts of armor.
All of them clothed with what?
All sorts of armor.
Read on.
Even a great company with bucklers and shields.
Read on.
All of them handling swords.
All of them handling swords. This is war right now that God prophesied. What is the Catholic Church talking about running around saying God is love? God is all love. That's a damn lie. God's talking about bringing nations together for war. And that's what he's doing here in the Middle East. God is bringing these different nations together in the Middle East for war to destroy them. Read on.
Verse 5. Persia.
What?
Persia.
Huh?
Persia.
Persia. Iran. Literally written here in the Bible, going to war. Isn't Iran in the news? This is a prophecy of God. You don't need to hear us. All you got to do is turn your TV on and see it play out before you right now, before your very damn eyes. Persia, which is the ancient name of Iran. Persia's going to be in this war. Iran. Read on.
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. There's a civil war. Nobody cares about it because they're not white like the Ukrainians. But there's a full-blown civil war over there in Ethiopia. Thousands of Ethiopians dropping dead over there. And they got to issue it with food. Famine is about to break loose again in Ethiopia. Ethiopians are at war. Read on.
And Libya.
And Libya. Wasn't there a civil war in Libya? Libya is a damn hellhole since they murdered Gaddafi. Read on.
With them.
With them. Libya, Ethiopia, all these nations that are weak, that have been crushed by the so-called Caucasian, whether it be Canada or America or the U.S. or the coalition, they're going to band together. They're going to band together with Russia, man. Iran, Libya, Ethiopia. These heathens who are not Israelites, who are not God's chosen people, are going to band together, are going to come against the Western world, Canada and the U.S. Your sons better be doing some goddamn push-ups, man, because they're going into war in the Middle East. World War III in the Bible. Read on.
All of them with shield and helmet.
All of them with shields and helmets. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Gomer and all his bands.
Gomer and all his bands. That's talking about the French. Let me help you out with something. The French are going to turn against Canada and the Western world. The French are going to turn against Canada, and the French are going to join Russia. They already damn near did it, what, 3 times in the past 4 or so months? France is going to break off, and France is going to join Russia, and they're all going to come and fight the United States and Canada. This, all you see before you is about to get wiped the hell away. And Canada, Toronto, on a Saturday is going to be bomb shelters. That's going to be what's going to be in your future. Bomb shelters, just like in Ukraine. God's sending war on this earth. You thought you could run around here and pack fudge and have damn Pride Month every damn month. When God's against gay pride. God is against these acts that are being committed. God is against women prostituting themselves on OnlyFans, and He's going to answer. And He's going to answer this nation for it. He's going to answer this world for it. God is going to bring death on this world, on this earth. God is going to bring death and destruction in this world. No man know at the time except for the Most High God, but it's coming soon, man. This destruction that you see is coming very, very soon. Read on.
The house of Togarma.
The house of Togarma. Talking about the Armenians, the Kardashians and them. They're going to get in this war. Continue.
Of the north quarters.
Of the north quarters. Armenia, Georgia. The Caucasus, the Russian steppes. those different heathen nations are going to gather together in this war as well. We've given you geopolitics right here on Dundas and Yanj. This should be a $1,000 class on EDX. Geopolitics with the providence of God. We tell you France is going to break away from the EU and they're going to join Russia and fight against Canada. That's what's going to happen. You're going to see it very, very soon. Continue.
Khan. And all his bands.
And all his bands. All his armies. World War III in the Bible. Continue.
And many people with thee.
And many people with him. He's going to have his mercenaries, terrorist groups, whatever. Religious extremists. They're all going over there to fight in the Middle East. Continue.
Verse 7. Be thou prepared.
Be thou prepared. Get ready. Because this war is coming. Drop that. Give me was it Zechariah 14 and 12. Zephaniah 14 and 12. What's the result of all this? The result of all this is thermonuclear destruction. God is going to destroy Canada and America with thermonuclear fire. That's in the Bible. They didn't build nuclear weapons to store grain in them. They built them to use them. And guess what? These nations are going to use their nuclear weapons, man. They're going to use them on each other. And a lot of you are going to die. And the survivors will be swept up and carried off into slavery by the Israelites, by blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the future of this world. This world, you let an evil world, you let an evil world, you taking dope, selling dope, murdering each other, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. You let an evil world, you let an evil way of life. And God is tired of it, and God's going to answer. God's going to answer. He started it with COVID-19. COVID-19 is the warm-up. There's plagues coming. It's going to make COVID-19 look like a goddamn warm-up. You're going to wish for COVID-19 in a damn second, what the Lord's going to bring on this damn earth. He's tired and sick of it, and he sent his prophets out here to prophesy destruction on this place. It's going to be destroyed, man. Don't say you weren't warned when it happened. Don't say you weren't warned. Read on.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people.
This is the plague. This is the plague that God is going to bring across the entire earth. God is bringing plagues on this earth. The Christian church has lied to you. The Christian church, though it be full of pedophiles and child molesters and money-grubbing thieves, they'll lie to you and say God is everybody. We're reading to you that God is going to destroy the earth. That God is going to plague the earth. Read on.
That hath fought against Jerusalem.
All those that have fought against Jerusalem, all the nations that have fought against Israel, the so-called Caucasian, the so-called Arab, the so-called Chinese, they are going to be destroyed. These are the plagues coming to those that have fought against Jerusalem. Read on.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. How does your flesh consume away? From something of extreme heat burning you alive. In the middle of a thermonuclear detonation is over 1 million degrees temperature. 1 million degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature at the core of a nuclear explosion. That's going to eat your flesh away. Your flesh is going to be burned out from your eyes and on your skin, so you can understand. Read on.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. That happens from a thermonuclear blast. That's the plague coming on this earth. These nations are going to use these nuclear weapons all on each other and destroy most of the earth. And when the smoke clears, the Negro, Latino, and Native American is going to rule the planet Earth. You are the Jew according to the Bible. You are the chosen people of God. You're not a damn African. Show me one African that sent one boat across the Lake Ontario to get their people out of hell in Toronto. They damn sure didn't. They damn sure didn't. So what in the hell are we doing running around saying we're Africans? We're not the same. We're not the same. Read on.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Thermonuclear destruction, man. It's going to burn the tongue out of your goddamn head and burn the skin off your flesh. That's the end of this world.